Let's talk about Don Bluth.
Don Bluth. Yes.
Don Bluth, if it sounds familiar, is because he is animation history. He is a super important animator in American animation history. Started off on Walt Disney Company. Well, not initially. He started off animating for a lot of smaller companies and worked his way to working in Walt Disney Studios. Animated for them for a few films, including The Rescuers and Robin Hood. He did express a lot of disinterest in how things were being run at the studio while he was there.
Yeah.
He said that he initially started animating and wanted to get into animation as a kid after watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in theaters, which was an inspiration for a lot of great animators that came from that generation. However, when he started working for Disney Company, he had a lot of issue with the fact that they were not doing these grand big scenery moments like they were doing for Sleeping Beauty, and that they were reusing animation cells from previous scenes. There's actually a really famous one in Robin Hood where they're dancing, and it's the exact same animation cells that are used in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, where Snow White's dancing with Dopey in the trench coat. That's the exact same animation cells. Also, another dancing animation cell that was used in Robin Hood was also taken directly from Jungle Book, which is the scene with like Baloo and Mowgli dancing.
Yes.
Exact same framing, exact same models that they used. That way, it was them trying to cut corners on pricings.
Fun fact about Robin Hood 2, it was actually, those are reused designs from another Disney movie that never got made called Chanticleer.
Oh, I was actually not familiar with that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like this all like anthropomorphic animal type movie, similar to Robin Hood, and like if you look up the designs for Chanticleer, like you'll see a lot of like they just took everything. I don't remember why they didn't make it. I don't know if it would have been too expensive or what the reason was, but I think it was like one of the ones Walt would have been in charge of. So not sure what happened there.
Yeah. But speaking of cutting corners, though, it's talking about how they were trying to save a lot of money during this time period, too, because a lot of the monetary success of these movies in the theater weren't as big as they once were.
Yeah.
Even though the parks were doing fairly successful, the parks were doing pretty well, but they still cost a lot to run, especially once they had Epcot open.
Yeah.
And once they had Disney World fully functioning. It was a lot of money that was going towards the parks and a lot of money the parks was making, but it wasn't necessarily enough to exclusively fund the animation studios. And movies like Aristocats and 101 Dalmatians did well, but did not do astronomically huge in box office, not as much as like Snow White or Pinocchio had done. So looking at that and how that affects the price cutting and the cut edges that Don Bluth was unhappy with.
Yeah. And then eventually he just goes and he saves up. This is the most genius strategy like anyone's ever done. What a baller move. He saves so much vacation time, and then he just takes a vacation and works on his first film, Secret of Nimh, and then just, as soon as that movie comes out, he just quits.
And then he goes on to make his own animation studio.
Yeah.
Don Bluth Films. Unfortunately, Don Bluth Films doesn't last very long. It only lasts for, I believe, 2 movies, which was Nim and
All Dogs Go to Heaven? No, wait, no.
Because All Dogs Go to Heaven was made by his second studio that he created, which was Sullivan Bluth.
Oh, An American Tail?
Yes, it was, because he started working with Steven Spielberg and on American Tail, and it became a big threat to Disney during that time because of how successful it was compared to Disney's release of that same year, which I believe was Oliver and Company. Wait, let me double check that.
Which one? American Tail?
Mm-hmm. Which movie? It was a Great Mouse
Land
Detective.
Before Time.
It was a Great Mouse Detective that
Great
also
Mouse
come
Detective.
out. That was competing with American Tail. It was two mice movie in the same year.
Yeah.
And one mice came out superior in the box office, which was American Tail.
Yeah.
And it was also with the help of Steven Spielberg too, and having his guidance in a story formatting way. But that's not to say that film production didn't take a long time to make as well.
Yeah.
But also Land Before Time, major. Really, really huge piece for Don Bluth to create during that exact same time. That was also competing in the box office against another Disney film at the same time. Don Bluth had purposely released Secret of Nimh, American Tail, and Land Before Time all in the same time period as Disney was releasing some of their animated films.
Yeah.
Which just kind of goes to show that they felt the pressure